All right, I'm Jason Whitlock. That's Marcellus Wiley. That dude?
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome to Speak for Yourself, the most fearless show in sports. Coming up, we'll tell you if Anthony Davis is finally on his way out of New Orleans. But we start today with LeBron James. The Los Angeles Times columnist Bill Plaschke said something quite interesting about LeBron 6 days ago on the Jorge Sedano radio show. For some reason, Plaschke's comments didn't gain traction until the last 24 hours when blogs started circulating his insight. Plaschke told Sedano, I'm hearing that if they whiff on free agency, and if they whiff on a trade, which I don't know how likely that is, but if that happens, they've got big trouble with LeBron. I mean, the LeBron era could be over before it starts here. I heard this for the first time yesterday. Somebody very connected said, you know what? If they whiff, LeBron's gonna say either I'm out of here or get me out of here, or the Lakers just might as well just get him out of here. So this is huge.
Bye-bye.
Yes, it is huge. It's also rather predictable. LeBron and his agent, Rich Paul, are putting guns to the heads of the Lakers owner, Jeannie Buss, and general manager, Rob Pelinka. Look at me. I'm the captain now. The Lakers franchise is being hijacked. This is a real-life reenactment of the movie Con Air. A bunch of con men and women trying to take the controls of Jerry Buss's old airplane.
Oh, man.
That's all this is. You want to know why Magic Johnson didn't contact LeBron before quitting the Lakers? It's because Magic figured out LeBron and Rich had a hand in undermining his power.
What?
Who do you think Pelinka was gossiping with about Magic's incompetence and how he treated the Lakers presidency like a mafia no-show construction job? Rich Paul. LeBron and Paul relocated to Los Angeles because they knew the Lakers organization could be hijacked. Magic was an easy mark. He's a spades card partner no one wants to play with. Magic is the type to be two-suited, holding the big and little jokers and tell his partner, I got three and a possible.
The hell?
Magic knows LeBron played a role in undermining him, but he still has no idea Rich Paul put a Duracell battery in his back and baited him into going after Rob Pelinka. Pelinka has survived so far, and that means LeBron is having to get his hands a little dirty. That's why a little birdie told Plaschke that LeBron would bolt if Pelinka doesn't deliver a championship-caliber superstar. The same little birdie gave ESPN's Dave McMenamin the same warning. McMenamin told Sedano, if it's July 10th in Los Angeles and the Lakers have had to settle for whomever does not meet the criteria of bringing in a star who can make them an immediate contender, you can only imagine where things could go. These are the same tactics Kobe Bryant used to get his way in Lakerland. The difference is Kobe threw these type tantrums in 2004 and 2007 when he was still in his prime and after he had delivered 3 championships to the Lakers. LeBron isn't in his prime, and he's delivered the Lakers nothing but headaches. I can see this whole thing ending just like the movie Con Air. That plane crash landed on the Las Vegas Strip with one convict emerging as the hero. My money is on Kobe Bryant emerging from the shadows as the ultimate winner. All right, joining the desk now are NBA champion Matt Barnes and Bleacher Report's Rick Bucher. Marcellus, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
With LeBron hijacking the Lakers, would that be a good thing?
No, it wouldn't be a good thing. It'd be a great thing if he was flying the plane, but hijacking, like with resistance, with tension and takeover and
turbulence?
Turbulence. Nah, not that part. But the end game should be LeBron James, face of the franchise, lead recruiter. The only cachet that this franchise really has between the white lines in terms of value and fullness. LeBron should be flying this plane. But I don't think this story really got traction because it doesn't make a lot of sense if you really look at it in terms of what LeBron James has said, not people closely connected to the organization. LeBron has said, 1, I'm the GOAT. 2, I have nothing left to prove. And I came to LA for reasons outside of basketball. Forget closely connected. He just told you this is a part of the LeBron James enterprise portfolio. And his portfolio has, on the court with the Lakers, off the court because of the Lakers, all the endeavors he's doing in entertainment and extracurricular activities, family stability, all those things are part of the portfolio. If one is not doing as well as the other, you don't scrap the portfolio. You don't scrap Los Angeles.
So it's a bluff.
So what's a bluff? There's no traction to the story that says LeBron James is behind the scenes trying to run a coup. This is just a guy who says, look, bad start. I can rebound. This organization can rebound. I'll stay pat and be the face of the change going forward.
Yeah, if he's trying to hijack them with a piece, the Lakers are able to say to him, LeBron, there are no bullets in that gun. Like, where are we going? We've got you signed up. This is where you want to be. And ultimately, in talking to people around the league, what can they get for him? I talked to one owner who said, for where we are, it doesn't make sense for us. Another one who said, yeah, we'd be interested. It was a young player and a first-round pick. Now, that's a long way from the way we saw LeBron James once upon a time, but looking at his age, looking at where he is and how comfortable he would be going to whatever team when this is where he wanted to be, none of that makes sense. So the leverage really isn't there for him to hijack the Lakers at this point.
I just think it's just they felt like they needed to bring LeBron's name up. That's all it was.
No. Bill Plaschke doesn't operate like that.
I mean, LeBron wanted to come to the Lakers. Although the start hasn't started the way anyone saw it, it's hard for me to see him just getting up and leaving. I mean, my whole situation is management has to get cleaned up. They have to figure out what is going on with management. Second, if they're able to land one star, maybe not a superstar, but one star this summer, they have to be content with that. I think they have to do kind of a reassessment, some PR cleanup before and realize like this is not the Laker brand people are proud to come join, people fear. All that is out the window now. So they have to do some damage control, cleaning up the image of the franchise, cleaning up management. And if you get one good player, whether it be a superstar or an all-star this year, you got to be content, hoping that over the season you guys can do some good things. And then possibly the summer of the following summer, you land another superstar and really try to make that run in his third and fourth season.
Look, I'm not saying that Bill Plaschke can't be led astray. But, dude, this is one of the most experienced sports journalists we have left. There's still, there's just a handful of them. Rick's in that handful. There's just a full that are still out there working. Somebody told him this. Now, look, and trust me, it may be an idle threat. It may be a bogus threat.
Like you said.
But again, and then for Dave McMenamin basically to co-sign, that's another good, young, credible journalist. They're not just pulling this out of their rear. Someone put that battery in their back.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you it's a dead-ass battery. Let me tell you why. LeBron James had his best friend sitting there, at least publicly. I don't know where LeBron's going. I don't know what LeBron's next move is. People were chasing LeBron. These are people close to LeBron, but now people closely connected to the franchise are going to know more than what LeBron is really about. He went and landed this plane through turbulence to a 35-win franchise last year. If it were just about basketball, what was LeBron James doing here in the first place? And now they're a 37-win franchise, and you're saying it's time to dip? That's not what LeBron's about.
Let's deal with a hypothetical potentially. Let's say they don't land a superstar, and they haven't been great at that. Let's say they don't. You think LeBron just sits here, I'm going to do a replay of last season again? You think he's good with that?
No, but you mentioned 2007 with Kobe. Not only was he in his prime, but he was also a free agent that year in terms of pending and wanted and had that leverage. LeBron signed up. This is probably his last deal.
If they get no one,
yes,
you think LeBron just?
No. I'm sure he's not going to be happy. But what
he's not going to try to force his way out.
But what can he ultimately do? Okay, so are you not going to play?
Yeah.
Okay.
He can.
What?
He can. And what I mean by that, load management. That new word they gave us. He can load management his way up out of LA.
Boy, that's a hell of a way to end your career.
Yeah, I just think if we're sitting here this time next year and it's been another disaster, I would be more willing to listen to possibly leaving after. Okay, I've had 2 seasons. I don't believe in this management no more. I need to leave. But right now,
my hypothetical though, they get no one.
Yeah, you're right. I hear you. I'm saying if they go through another year,
in October?
It's going to be an ugly, complaining season, and we're all going to be talking about LeBron again all season because management wasn't able to do anything. And then after next season, if it's the same as it was this past season, I could see possibly like I got to get out of here.
Well,
but not yet.
Let me push back. Let's go back to before LeBron's injury this year. And this team, even though 4th in the West is a little exaggerated because they were two wins from 10th. However, this team was playing well, and they had a young core that they were forced to play with. I always said, bring in LeBron if you want, but don't trade away this young core. They have tons of talent in that nucleus. Brandon Ingram, we don't know what's going to go on with his blood clot and medical situation. But if you are forced to play with LeBron James and this young core, you have something. Who are you scared of in the West, especially if Durant leaves Golden State? Are you scared of Portland? Are you really? Are you that scared of Denver? LeBron with crew, this young core, oh, they could do damage in the West.
I give you all that, but there's also a question mark with a brand new coach coming in. And how is that going to fit? And you have 6 guys on 1-year deals. So half of this roster, even if the young guys can get their heads wrapped back around, we want to play with LeBron. I talked to Rajon Rondo the other day, and he made a great point. He said, these are all guys that grew up idolizing LeBron.
Yeah.
And when you hear your idol may not want to play with you or is ready to see you go out the door, that will jack you up in the moment. That will really jack up a team. And then the other half are 1-year veterans who are like, this doesn't look very good. Where am I going? Right?
I gotta get mine now.
It's a bad recipe. So explaining why last season ended up as badly as it did is very easy. Explaining how it's going to be appreciably better without them landing a superstar, that's where I'm getting off of your boat. Because
I'm with you on your boat, though, from a standpoint of I've always liked this core and thought they were giving up too much for Anthony Davis.
Yes.
The fact that the Pelicans didn't take that as reason why there's new people calling decisions over there. They were giving up too much. This young, you're trying to tell me you're giving me a third-year Zoe, what's it, fourth-year Kuzma, what's Ingram? Let's hope that Ingram comes back the way he is. They have a nice core with a leader. They're going to have to get over it at some point, okay? Like, if they're going to move forward, they're going to move forward with the guys they have, and they're not a bad team.
But Kuzma and Zoe are in the same class. They're both third-year players. But, Matt, that's great that you and Marcellus believe that. I think LeBron's actions is a vote of no confidence on this young core. And
I agree with you.
And so he doesn't believe.
Right.
And so, again, if he's sitting here in July, in August, and I'm getting dealt the exact same cards. And if y'all think he's just going to, I'm going to eat this.
But if you think he's going to go load management, last year when he came back from the injury, he tried to activate. That didn't work. And then when they knew they were out the playoffs, LeBron still was playing. And that tells me right now, LeBron is not so concerned to the point where if the franchise is being destroyed, that he's going to leave and try and restore this. He'll go down fighting. And that means fighting in the same place as a Los Angeles Laker.
LeBron James is going down fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I believe next year he's going to come out like a monster.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
You don't think
after everyone trashed, the world trashed in this whole, he's going to come out MVP caliber next year. MVP caliber
Easily.
next year.
For the Lakers.
And what they have to figure out is if this is the guys they're going to go with, he's going to have to step out, whatever, and mend that bridge and realize, okay, I may have been wrong. This is who we're rocking with, and the young guys will get over that. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let me be the battery and all these young guys' backs. They're gonna have my back again on defense and get out there and fill the lane so I can give them assists and let's go play. And I think the best thing for this new coach is to imply his defensive principles and get out the way. You know what I mean? Because to try to have a battle struggle with LeBron is not. I'm not saying that's even gonna happen, but I'm saying most good coaches know when. With your situation, let these guys know what I want, and then let me get out the way and let these guys figure it out.
I think LeBron will give tremendous effort in November and December and parts of January. And then he'll get to the level of frustration, and it's going to be load management LeBron. I've seen LeBron in Cleveland get frustrated and be like, I'm out mentally. Check out.
No, literally went to Miami for a couple weeks at one point.
Yeah. And so it's part, again, when you're this talented, he and Magic Johnson, there's some guys in a very special category of talent and used to winning, and they don't deal with the frustration of losing like a lot of guys. They will shut, and again, particularly after Kawhi Leonard is being celebrated right now for this season where he sat out 20 games and performed in the postseason, the blueprint has been laid. You can now sit out 25 games and be celebrated for it.
As long as your team makes the playoffs and you play well. I think that LeBron's in this for the long haul. He didn't come here this was his last stop. This was his ride off in the sunset.
Right.
It's been ugly and a lot of things are unknown, but he's not going to jump ship. He's going to ride this out, probably similar to the way Kobe wrote it out. Kobe probably could have did something else, and obviously there are different paths and different histories, but Kobe, rode off, and it wasn't the way he wanted to, but he respected the Lakers and gave them that. I don't see LeBron jumping ship.
I'm going to tell you why it's completely different than Kobe. Kobe's brand was completely established
There's no question.
and done.
Different story.
LeBron is still working on his, again,
Is he?
it's a great brand.
Is he?
Working on a brand?
Is he?
No. It's a great brand.
So you do feel
But
like if he
again,
doesn't
he's
win a
still
championship
trying to
here, is it a knock on his?
Oh, absolutely.
Why is that?
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
we don't win a
no.
championship.
You come to a 35-win team saying I got to win a championship.
Wait.
No way.
Yeah,
No possible
if he
way.
doesn't win a
Can I-
championship in 4 years,
possible way.
Can I get a boat to Whitlock Island? It's not very often that I visit, but I'm coming on to
it's
Whitlock
wobbly
Island
too.
right now. No, because that was the promise that LeBron made coming in. Now he's talking about I want to be competitive. When he first said he was coming here, it was about winning championship. It was
that
about.
pep rally
It was
talk?
about.
Was that pep rally
Okay,
talk?
but still, he
Come on.
paid the price for Miami for
Right.
not 5, not 6, not
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
Okay.
And the other part that, look, I know we've looked at him as being invulnerable, but the reality is the age and the first major injury. I'm sure that he's doing everything he can to physically get himself back, but he's always done everything that he can to physically put himself in a great
I
position.
want to push back on that because LeBron James, I don't remember him saying championship other than pep rally talk, Magic as well. Here's the thing LeBron showed me that he wasn't coming here for a championship. They didn't have an introductory press conference. You know why? Because he doesn't even want to set the table.
Marcellus, I know why he came here, and it wasn't for championships, but he made the promise of championships, and people are not going to let that go.
Look, I love to go to these
gotta
jokes
get over
and
it.
to these jokes and analogies. Marcellus, when I show up at Thanksgiving dinner, I don't have to announce I'm gonna have 2 plates. My reputation precedes me. And so
It's going down. The king is in the building.
LeBron James doesn't have to. Oh, I'm here to win championships.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
That's
But
what
if he doesn't, it's not a knock on his leg.
Yeah, this is Jordan
No
Wizard years for
question.
LeBron with sunshine.
Jordan Wizard.
With sunshine and
No,
28.99.
It's not that. It's not.
It's not even going to be that bad.
It's not that.
It's
what I'm
not
saying.
Jordan
No,
Wizard.
it's not that.
No. This is his twilight. And he's like, my floor is what Jordan went through. But my ceiling can be a championship, but it's not my expectation. I'm living out here and I am taking care of business. Hopefully that
You
translates.
do understand that his mission has been to surpass Jordan. And
Not
it-
a perfection, though, in a different way.
It's not about perfection.
He's doing it in
but
an
you can't
all-encompassing
You can't
way.
win
I
the
agree.
argument.
You're right.
I-
He wasn't going to get more rings than Kobe or Jordan anyway.
Yeah. And
He
that's why
needed
said-
another one,
He
though.
said he's
doesn't.
no.
He
What?
can't be in the
What's the
argument
He
with
can't have
3 titles.
three? Why not?
3 to 4. Oh, that's the big difference, man.
No.
We're not,
come on,
look,
man.
we're not really
No.
comparing Jordan with the Wizards,
No.
with LeBron and the Lakers.
No, that's me.
That was
Because
him.
I'm saying when you come to the Lakers, you know it can't be worse than what the way that the GOAT went out. Going to the Lakers, there's no way this could be worse than the way that Michael Jordan went out.
But the expectation when you come to the Lakers and you're LeBron James, even if he hadn't said it, the expectation of this fan base is, oh, you're bringing us championships.
I mean,
That's
the
the
fans have to get over that.
expectation.
All I know is I'd much rather retire in 75 to 80 degree weather at the beach than retire in Cleveland.
You
He's not going
Say it.
You
nowhere.
haven't
He's not
been
leaving.
on the pursuit of Michael Jordan your whole career.
I think
Did you wear 23?
I think possibly that may have been in his mind, but he realized I'm not going to
Wait
get
a
there.
minute. He already said he's the GOAT. Can y'all stop
You're talking about
saying
rings.
for
You're
We
talking about
ain't
rings.
said it.
You talking
That's
about
who matters.
rings. You talking about
we
rings.
matter more than what he thinks?
Absolutely.
I
In
guarantee
that
you,
regard.
whatever the hell y'all thinking about me doesn't matter more than what I think about myself. I'm gonna let you know.
That's you.
My best friend is
Nah,
right
he don't
in
care.
here somewhere.
He don't care about all that.
Man, come
Oh,
on.
stop
Come on,
it. He
man.
does care.
I think maybe at one point I want to get 6 rings just like Kobe. I
It's
want to
not
get
about
6 rings.
6.
Okay,
It's
what is
not
it?
listen, there's a reason why Magic and Larry Bird were on equal playing levels coming up. All big argument. Magic, Larry. One guy got 5 titles, one got 3. Conversation over.
Oh, you gonna play the numbers?
When you
game.
get 3, you can't be in the conversation with Jordan, Kobe, Tim
What
Duncan.
about if you get 40,000 points, 10,000 rebounds?
But then if you're talking
10,000
about only
assists?
3 rings, I mean, Bill Russell has 11.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
8
So
straight.
there's
Different league. He
okay.
can't be in the
It's a different league now. What you mean?
Fails,
It's a different league now.
No championship with the Lakers would be a failure.
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
I don't think it would make a mark.
Okay,
on
but
him.
there's a wide divide between what happened this year not making the playoffs and winning a championship. They have to be competitive. He has to be in the playoffs next year.
Yeah,
If he's not, if he never makes the playoffs with the Lakers,
Yes.
Y'all lowering the bar so low,
Yeah.
my God. I
That
can
is
jump
too
over.
low.
What
I
about
can jump over that bar.
what about with Washington? Jordan going to Washington didn't diminish
y'all
who Jordan
quit?
was.
Thank
What?
you. That was
Why
my
didn't
point.
diminish who
stop.
Jordan? They're
That
not.
was
They're
his
at different
golden
places.
parachute.
They're at different places. Obviously, LeBron is much younger, but we didn't say, "Oh man, he went to the Wizards, so he's not."
Because it was over.
So we're not gonna say LeBron going to Lakers. You didn't win the Lakers. You're not who we think you are. You're up. I don't know.
I never wanted to see Jordan with the Wizards. I
happened.
wanted to see LeBron with the Lakers. I wanted to
Well,
see.
you were thinking that they had management that was, capable of helping him build a team that can possibly win a championship again. That's not his fault.
I just can't. Y'all
came to a
incredible.
losing
Y'all stay in the
franchise.
gym because y'all moving goalposts around so.
That fan base was used to 5 years of losing.
6
under
years.
No, 6 now with LeBron. 5 before LeBron got here.
minute.
Under
The Lakers?
The Lakers. 5 straight.
Worst winning percentage.
No.
In
They got
NBA the
that.
past
They got
6
that
years.
Men in Black neuralizer. The last 6 years don't even exist. We're just a championship franchise.
Since Jeannie
That's the
Buss.
mindset of the Lakers.
Since
Now
Jeannie
LeBron
Buss.
can
Fan
do
base.
it with 3 titles. This is incredible. We got to restart the whole conversation. You only need 3 titles now. You're Jordan. Time now for a big story. Let's move to New Orleans, where the Pelicans resisted Anthony Davis' demand for a trade during the regular season, but now it might be changing their tune, with the Athletics' Shams Charania reporting that new general manager David Griffin is listening to offers after realizing he likely won't be able to convince Davis to stay long term. We already know one team has eyes for the brow, with LeBron and the Lakers making a blatant push to acquire him this past winter, and a new one right now. This is what the whole coup d'etat is about. Putting guns to everybody's head. They better land.
Violent over here.
Yeah, they better land. Anthony
Planes
Davis.
crashing, guns
Everything we
again.
talked about in the first block is
Yeah.
about making sure they land Anthony Davis. Question is, will they finally land AD?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Gail Benson already once again, someone has already told us what's going to happen. Gail Benson, who is going to champion for her small market team, not get played again, is not going to allow the Lakers to come in here and land Anthony Davis. So, look, Rich Paul sits down with Anthony Davis. They have lunch. I was at the same place where they were having lunch. Different day, different time, different year. I've been there before.
Same table, though.
Same table, right. But
Same waiter.
But Birdie said he made his list of demands. We know what it is, the 2 LA teams, Knicks and Bucks, randomly. And I think Gail Benson already has said, I'm taking the Lakers off the table. It will be intriguing to see how desperate the Lakers get in an attempt to land Anthony, but I don't think
When
they
did
will.
she say that? Recently?
That was a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago. Yeah.
No, the other issue is, and I think people are looking past this, trading for Anthony Davis makes you marginally better. But if you are giving up a ton of pieces, having AD and LeBron alone is not enough to get you significantly further than where you were. So there's that
says
issue.
that? You think I'm not sure that's factually true, but go. I disagree with that, but go ahead.
In terms of the talent,
Those
getting
two
an
guys.
AD, you can have those 2 guys, but if you're going to give up, anything close to the package that they were offering,
Oh, my.
where are you going from there?
Yeah.
What are you going to put
No
around
depth.
them? You were already on 1-year deals with every guy that you could find just to fill out the roster. So there's the difficulty. The other part is that, look, the Knicks have the ability. It's not as if the Lakers can offer some huge prize that other teams can't match. Even the distinction between the number 3 pick with New York and the number 4 pick with the Lakers is a distinctive change. R.J. Barrett is in a different place than anybody down below that.
Yeah.
So the Knicks wanting to be able to pair that potentially with KD, that makes all the sense in the world. And we see it time after time. Teams like to move that star to the other conference.
Right.
So he's only in your building once a year. You only have to see him one other time. That makes all the sense in the world to make that move as opposed to succumbing to what the Lakers want.
I think if Gail Benson said that, I think you got to get out of your feelings, man. This is business. So to me, if you're bringing David Griffin, who's proven himself as a basketball mind, you have to allow him to do what he's supposed to do. So if the Lakers have the best package to offer, you have to trade him to the Lakers. stop. Oh, I don't like them because they're in our conference or they did. No, this is not about feelings. To me, you want to start a fresh run with Zion. If Zion is the #1 pick, you don't want to have an Anthony Davis cloud lingering over the franchise still. He doesn't want to be there. You have to move him. Who can offer the best package? It's not really about what team. It's about what draft picks and players am I getting. To me, the team shouldn't matter at all. And if you're going to try to do anything with this, that's the mentality. You can't be in your feelings because you didn't like what Magic said or Rob lied or whatever the situation may be. You have to take the best package that's offered you for Anthony Davis because he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Okay, we listen to you. The best package is not the Lakers. Think about it, the injury risk and the concern. Lonzo Ball, 5 fewer games his second year than his first year, and he came in injury prone in their mindset. So he's played.
No, I just said if the Lakers are that best package,
right? But Lonzo was a part of that package. Now you have injury concerns. Ingram, is he even going to play again? Who knows? Question mark, right? So 2 of the key pieces in the trade package that still fell short to get Anthony Davis are now injury concerns. How are you going to pull
that? Should have never fell short, though.
Right, I agree.
Let me say this. I want to refer back to our conversation in the previous block. Rich Paul and LeBron are putting a gun to the Lakers' head. You had what's the leverage that New Orleans has? That's the leverage. Rich Paul wants Anthony Davis in with the Lakers and LeBron James. The Pelicans know that. Gail Benson is reluctant. I'm not sure she will not, but she's a bit reluctant to trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers. So they need to make an overwhelming offer to get the Pelicans to make that move, and that's what Rich Paul and LeBron are trying to force.
If Rich Paul was saying and Anthony Davis was saying it's the Lakers or bust, that's the only place we want to be, that's the only place we'll re-up, that would be your leverage.
Listen,
but as long as there's the Knicks on the list or other teams on the list, that undercuts their leverage.
No question about it, but what Rich Paul wants, I believe, is different than what his client wants. There's a lot of agents that will act at the behest of their client, but they will object along the way.
Are we giving Rich Paul too much credit?
Or power?
The man tried to force the trade.
But I'm just saying, overall.
Oh, no. Again.
At the end of the day, I'm listening to LeBron. I'm not listening to Rich if it comes down to 2 situations. So are we giving him too much leeway, power, say so, blame,
When I
credit?
say Rich, I'm basically talking about LeBron. I think LeBron would prefer to have Anthony Davis with him in the Lakers, and they've been trying to manipulate that situation. Anthony Davis is his own man.
I think
like
LeBron would rather have KD or Kawhi, to be honest with you. If that is LeBron's choice.
I would agree.
And you don't have to give up all the young
They're not
core.
coming.
Yeah.
KD's not coming to play with LeBron, particularly after what he just went through here where he can't get credit. And Kawhi, I don't think, has any interest in being LeBron's right hand or left hand or, flunky or whatever. So I don't think those guys are on the table. AD was their best option. I'm not sure they can convince AD. I'd rather go play with Giannis because Giannis can't be your best offensive player.
Right.
I can go there and be the man, and Giannis can be my Scottie Pippen.
That's too clogged up over there.
What does it say
AD
about,
can stretch the floor.
Too clogged up.
Yeah. What does it say about AD, though, when you think about it, that he is still set on leaving New Orleans? You have Drew Holiday. You now have Zion Williamson, the #1 pick. For what? For the Lakers or the Knicks? I don't. What is his motivation?
Well, again, that's where I go. He's got an agent in his ear, and I think he's being distracted and misled.
My understanding is he also has his father who is looking at it from a business proposition. There's a reason that we're talking about the 2 biggest markets, LA and New York.
Yeah.
And that's where he wants to
And
be.
the resurrection of those franchises is invaluable. If you could just restore the Lakers or just bring the Knicks back from 40 years ago and championship.
And again, I don't know all the off the field stuff the way that maybe I should. But his father may need to be slapped into reality with this little eyebrow thing and stuff going. It's not like Madison Avenue. We can't wait to put AD in.
Oh, they'll find a way. They found a way for Marshawn Lynch not to say something and to say everything.
Yeah, no.
So if they found a way to make Marshawn Lynch personable, they'll do it.
Any franchise against Anthony Davis is going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
The biggest aspect of this, though, is if you're trading for Anthony Davis, this is not what the Lakers' plan was. It was opening up cap room in order to get superstar players to add to the equation, not have to subtract to add another piece. So I I don't care what it is. If the only move they make this summer is making a deal for Anthony Davis, even if they find a way to get that done,
Not enough.
so what? If I'm LeBron James, okay, good. I got a running mate. What else do we have? What? Wait a minute. What else do we have?
Not enough for the relay.
The equipment.
You got 2 legs.
Exactly.
The
Not
trainer
enough.
and the equipment manager is playing the 4 and playing the.
Why wouldn't they also be trying to get Jimmy Butler? They don't have the money.
No. I'm sure that they would love to get additional pieces. I just haven't heard Jimmy Butler saying that this is the destination that he wants to go to. And if you're adding AD, does that change the equation for him? I don't know. Haven't heard any of that. There's also the timing of it. The timing of the draft and the timing of when these guys, the reality is the guys, the superstar free agents right now, I know for a fact, there's conversations going on right now
Constantly.
in terms of where they want to go and where they're going to be. The Lakers being in disarray has everybody putting them on the back burner, even if they like the market, even if they'd like to play with LeBron. All of it is like
Dumpster fire.
I
Wants to go there.
I don't know what's going to be there. So let me make that decision later.
All right, welcome back. Whitlock and Wiley. We're joined now by LAVAR Ball.
Prophetic.
Season 4 of Ball in the Family, available now on Facebook Watch. Let's start right where we just left off. Who's running the Los Angeles Lakers? I think it's LeBron James.
Like I said, nobody knows who's running it right now.
Even
still. I mean, everybody got their opinion who they think is running it, but it's not being ran by one person.
If LeBron James were in control of the Lakers, he and his agent, Rich Paul, a lot of people think they have a lot of influence. Are you good with that? Would that be a good thing for the Lakers?
That's the narrative that the media wants to put, that LeBron is running his agent. That's what you got to run with something. Like I was saying, I only care about one thing, getting all my boys on the Lakers. If LeBron want all my boys, let's run. People losing the sight of, they think LeBron is ready to get up out of here. LeBron is putting something, he like me, he thinking way ahead of the game. This is the only team, listen to me, this is the only team that he can invest in and say, you know what, get my son on this team when I'm on my way out. Nobody else will let him do that on any other team.
You think
I know.
he wants his son to play for the
No,
Lakers?
remember he said a long time ago he want to play with his son. This is the only place he can play with his son. But you got to put your time in first for you to say, hey, my son's going to be good enough to be on this squad. Come on, let's go.
That's fascinating.
I'm telling you, I look ahead
That's the long game
That's
right
a long
there.
game. I mean, where else can he go? You're not going to be an NBA team and say, yo, let me get LeBron on the end of his career and you're going to have Poole now? You don't have that type of Poole. But you go for 4 or 5 years with the Lakers or whatever, you got that Poole now. You say, you know what, I think my son, he plays right here, Sierra Canyon. Let's go watch him.
I'm going to pass the ball, Marcellus. You gave me something to think about.
Yeah, see that, man. Okay, but in face, at least in title, Jeannie Buss runs this organization. Do you trust Jeannie Buss to get this organization back on course?
I don't know how she's going to get it back on course. She might not. But I'm not going to throw my trust into that. Yeah, I throw my trust in if she go get my other 2 boys, then I'll trust her to the end.
Now, this morning you said she was too sensitive.
Well, she is sensitive. All women are sensitive. I don't know, no tough. They tough. They got some women that's tough, but they still got that sensitive side.
Men aren't sensitive?
Yeah. You ain't never cried, LAVAR. Stop it.
Last time I cried, I was 7 years old. I ain't cried
There's not
after
some
that,
sensitive men out here, though, too.
Well, I'm not one of them.
I got it.
Yeah, I'm just not like that. My boys ain't like that either. Because I bred them like this.
I cried 5 times on Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm going to let that slide. What's the current status of what you're wearing right now, Triple B? I go to the website. You know me. I support under construction.
Yes,
What's up?
That's what it is, under
What you mean?
construction. We coming back bigger and better.
We can't have a beta site up on so we can still order?
Hey, take your time. I want to do something else different. We coming with a whole different brand, a whole different side. Hey, the G3s, baby.
G3s?
Don't tell me I'm stopping. The only person who can stop the Big Baller brand is me, not the media, not to say RIP, Big Baller brand. I'm the only one. If I don't want to sell no more or do nothing else, that's when the Big Baller brand
But Lonzo
is done.
takes the tattoo off. All the reports out there. They're only reporting what's out there.
About the tattoo. The tattoo got to come off anyway. You can't play. It's better to have it off than with a sticker on you.
For the bandage?
For the
and
bandage
NBA
on there,
rules.
I mean, NBA rules. You're not even hurt.
So no major issues, no shutdown of Triple B.
But how?
Talk to me.
No, it's definitely not. It's a family brand. Families don't break up. Now, in this business right here, everybody is supposed to be, this is part of the process. We got to be split up. Me and Lonzo got to be split up. But it ain't going to happen because we ain't built that way. Everybody else, when it comes to money and all that, Kobe and his parents over there. KD, his mom over there. Everybody breaking up. But that's part of this goddamn recipe when you make it on this level. But they ain't going to break up the Ball family. We too good. We built differently.
Love that.
Let me circle back. I just want to give you an opportunity. People, when you say Jeannie Buss, too sensitive, people will hear that as sexist.
No, I'm not saying too sensitive. She is sensitive. All women are sensitive. That's not a big. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, though.
As insensitive.
That's not a bad thing. Yeah. It's like if it's different. That's why they always say somebody got to be the bad guy. They never be like, that got to be the bad woman. The bad guy, he basically ain't got no feelings for nothing. He's just cutthroat. She's one of the only ladies who's running a team. That's special in itself. But I'm just saying is, you're gonna have those feelings where sometimes when you come in with somebody, you don't look at it as aspects, say, okay, is he doing his job, this and that. It's just like, oh, we here together. I owe you something. I wanna be, you my guy.
Is this proper to paraphrase? She makes emotional decisions.
Well, yeah,
that get in her way.
Definitely,
better
definitely, yes.
Here would be my problem, where I think we need to be careful, because
Well, people try to make it on the spot where they say it's sexist. I'm not trying to be sexist because I love women.
No, I get what you're saying, but
yeah.
I see a lot of athletes, and I see a lot of people, like, just off the top of my head, I can remember Phil Jackson used the word posse. And the next thing I know, LeBron and his group were, oh my God, that's insensitive, and that's racist, blah, blah. And I go, man, y'all too sensitive. And so, and so I see it from men as well, and I see a lot of emotional overreaction. I think that, like, Russell Westbrook has no control of his emotions. And it affects his play on the court, it affects his interaction with fans, everything. And so I just don't see it as a female issue. I see it as a human issue.
Well, yeah, you can say you see it as a human issue, but everybody got their own opinion. It's not bad about it. I'm just saying.
How about Magic's
emotional?
The dude just quit on the spot.
And didn't tell
well, I mean, if you're doing something, do you really have to tell everybody if you're going to do it on your own?
You got to tell your boss.
Why?
You got to be man enough.
Well, that's not even man enough. It's like, you know what, if I want to quit, I'm going to quit. I'm going to tell you the same thing. Just like when they was talking about my son and I took him out of UCLA. They said, you didn't tell nobody. I didn't have to tell nobody. I can do what I want. That's the same thing with Magic. You don't have to go back and be like, you know what? Let me tell everybody I'm going to quit before. I just quit when I want to quit. If it's up to him, though. That's how he felt about it, so leave him alone.
Some people would call that irresponsible.
Why is it irresponsible?
Emotional. Again, it's not.
But how is it? Here it is. If a certain way that you feel, nobody else can tell you how you feel. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, you can say what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. You can tell if it's going to be an earthquake. You never know what's going on in somebody's mind. And for the reasons they do things, just like that, and you'd be like, man, I didn't know he was going to do that. And that's why it shocks everybody, like, whoa, what happened? That's because nobody knows what's really going on in somebody's mind.
Going forward, just last quick one. Is Lonzo the Lakers the right fit for Lonzo? You foresee him being on this squad going forward? His name is in the trade conversation.
Yeah, but that's part of LA. You gotta be in the trades to keep people's ears perked up to see what's going on. Okay, Lonzo, like I said, the only issue I had with Lonzo was if you do not have the right leader, you can't do nothing. If you don't believe in my son and be like, you know what, everybody who coaches him believes in him like that. I told y'all Luke didn't believe in him like that. So guess what? The new coach, everybody's asking me now, what do you think, LAVAR? I don't know. But everybody can be nice on the first date. But he said one thing that I did like is, hey, I like Lonzo Ball. He could have easily said, you know, most coaches come in and they want to say, you know what, I've been in the league. Let me talk about a veteran first. So I'll say, oh, I'm glad Rondo's here to mentor Lonzo. This dude's just straight out, man, I like what Lonzo Ball does. So that's a good spot on me. I like that who coming in with a good attitude.
You're looking good, man.
Thank you, man. I'm good. I ain't lost a lot of weight. I'm just streamlined and fine.
Well, your shirt too baggy then.
No, my shirt ain't never too baggy.
Speak for yourself. The most fun you can have talking sports. Whitlock and Wiley. Rick Bucher's back.
Hey.
We're joined now by former Pro Bowler
Intro alert.
Will Jackson.
Who's that?
Time to get antisocial.
There we go. Get it on.
Our man Darnell got a new shirt on.
Yes, I do. Hey, Icon Kid.
I brought Marcellus a little gift too, man.
Oh!
Check it out.
Give me that. Give me that. Yes. We getting Kawhi, KD, AD. Who ain't talking about the Clippers right now? Clip City, baby.
Welcome, you're welcome.
Whoa. You know what's going down.
Darnell acts like he did that.
I don't know about the rest of that.
I designed it, Wig. Give you my
You designed it. We mean red. Some ink on there.
Anyway,
What's poppin'?
yeah, let's start off in the NBA.
What?
We know Kevin Durant is still recovering from his calf injury and hopes to return for the finals, but that's not the most interesting news over social media. Nike has a KD shirt on their site listing all the teams and cities he's played for. The last two cities are Oakland and San Francisco. We all know this is Golden State's last season in Oakland, and next year they'll be playing in their new arena in San Francisco. Guys, is this something or nothing?
Something.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Come on.
Something.
This is.
No. You know what it is? It's marketing. That's what that
Thank
is.
you. It's the marketing execs say, hey, we can't tip the hand even if we do know.
Right.
And we can't not put it on there if we don't know. So it's nothing.
If it said New York, okay, yeah, that would mean something. Then it would
If it's
mean
that Clip
something.
City, Chip City, then you be like,
man.
He's under contract with Golden State Warriors. Of course they're going to come out with a shirt.
yeah.
You know, come on, man. This
Says
is nothing.
stay true.
This is nothing.
Nike put this out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What does Nike do? Oh, they sell things,
They
right?
market.
Yeah.
And you know what's
Absolutely.
smart about it? Put it out, and it's the wrong destination. Oh, we got to make another shirt. We got to sell more shirts. We sold the old ones. We're going to sell the new ones, and that one's going to say LA on it for the Clippers.
I think it's
all good,
nothing.
man.
It's nothing.
They just selling shirts, brother.
Sticking with the NBA, where the players seem to always be on social media. Well, yesterday, LeBron took to IG to share a message. He posted this picture that read, F social media. I'm dope in real life. With the caption, King service announcement. It's cool and all, but please, please know you don't need it to feel cool, special, or dope. You already are. Use it responsibly. It seems like LeBron watched the show and seen your Before We Go essay on, NBA players and social media. So
That's not it.
that's not it.
That's not it.
On that, is this
I'm gonna tell you
corny
what
at all?
happened. I'm gonna tell you, his son just got on Instagram, and he's already his son's already dealing with the repercussions of social media.
Yeah.
And LeBron's like already got regret. Damn, I done signed my son up for this craziness.
Yeah.
And he's trying to send a little message to his kid.
Makes
To his son, hey man, don't get caught up in that, man.
Yeah.
I'm dope in real life. You dope in real life.
I mean, look, you probably had that bedtime discussion. Look, Bronny got 2 million followers already overnight. You know he's taking some hits from that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've been out a lot of places, and nice restaurants, trendy places have those kind of signs posted. Probably just took it and said, look, let me just send a little lesson to the little man. I'm with you on Whitlock on that.
All right, so let me get this straight. First of all, we're going to kill social media by utilizing social media.
Right.
What?
I do
What?
that all
I
the
thought the
time.
same thing.
And I can't,
normal.
I can't talk to my son unless I use social media. That's how I'm going to get a message to him. What are we doing here?
Well, a therapist would tell you, you meet people where they are. If your son is on social media, that's where you meet them. You don't have to just talk to them.
Not at the breakfast table?
Well,
I
there
can't,
too, but
like-
you got to get through on their wavelength at times. So that's good. That's good parenting.
Yeah,
right
plus
there.
you don't need I don't need social media to tell me I'm dope. I'm already dope. I don't
Okay.
need social media to validate.
Okay.
But on another note, you know what? He's probably giving voice to some of those little girls and boys that succumb to the pressures of, the
Yeah.
social media, if you want to get philosophical about it. But
And
again,
adults.
and adults. But, just looking at it through a different lens here, I have to give the guy a break.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. If it's not cool to be on social media, then isn't it not cool to be on social media saying it's not cool to
be
be
so
on social
literal.
media?
Yeah, I can't even keep up with that.
Rick too smart. Spirit of the post. So literal.
I criticize social media all the time from social media, so I like what LeBron's doing.
Right.
All right, time now for
Yeah,
Darnell's
not
question
bad.
of the day.
That's how we do.
Darnell, take it away.
All right, guys. So yesterday it was announced that Jay-Z is the first billionaire in hip hop. Obviously, a huge milestone for the culture. And I personally know a lot of young black people who say Jay-Z's a role model. So I want to ask you guys: do you think kids should look up to Jay-Z?
Man, the conflict is real. Okay, I had this conversation in depth with an executive at BET one time for a show. Okay, and I think I caught everyone by surprise by saying, I don't look up to people necessarily in fullness who have a redemption story versus the people we don't highlight enough who did it right from beginning to end. Now, Jay-Z fits in the redemption story. We all know his beginnings and selling drugs and turned that around, monetized that, materialized that into tremendous success, which I respect. But my messaging to people is let's start that from the beginning. Let's not fall down and then get up in those ways, in those aspects. So in my household, I love Jay-Z as an artist. My son may grow up to like Jay-Z, but I'm going to talk about a different story. Maybe not someone who's a billionaire and someone who didn't have those beginnings that turned them around, someone who did it from start to finish.
The question for me is, why are we looking up to him? Are we going to look up to him just because he made $1 billion? Or is it because of the influence that he's had on other kids in terms of what they can do or the message in his music? It's why are we looking at you and what are you doing? And to me, to highlight that somebody materialistically has been successful, I don't necessarily want my kids to look at that and say that's the definition of success. So I think there are reasons to look up to Jay-Z, but not because he's a billionaire.
Yeah, I think we all should admire his struggle, obviously. Everyone likes the underdog story, right? And for me, when I was young, in a lot of these African-American communities, they look up to rappers. They look up to guys like Jay-Z. Right, which is a problem, right? So you have to look at, you know, who are these people identifying with? And the fact that he's come from nothing and where he is now, I agree with you. The money side of it, the monetary side of it, that's not what should be highlighted. The fact that his struggle and what he's overcome and what he means to, from an imagery standpoint.
I want to ask you, Darnell, what's your thoughts on Cardi B? You a big fan of Cardi B? You look up to her as an idol?
No, I mean, sure, music is cool. If I'm out partying in that type of scene, I'll listen to it. I'm dancing, but I don't look
up to Cardi B?
No, it's not a role model, no.
Okay, and so there's no difference between Cardi B and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
None. Zero. Jay-Z sold drugs, Cardi B sold her body.
No, I
both
disagree.
both of them then turned me dealing drugs, me being a stripper and gaming dudes and ripping them off, drugging them and stealing, they then turned that into music and sold it and became, he's become a billionaire. I'm sure Cardi B's a millionaire right now, but they're the same. And so I don't think they're role models for young people. I think we have this thing that whoever made the most money obviously is some icon and is great, and they have all the solutions to answer. A lot of times the person who makes the most money is the person willing to take the biggest shortcuts. The person willing to cut corners, be unethical. Again, Jay-Z's a pornographer. I've said this way. Larry Flint's worth $500 million. I looked that up earlier on the show. And again, it sounds like I'm just being hypercritical of Jay-Z. I don't look at him and any other rapper, Cardi B. They're no different than Hugh Hefner, Larry Flint, anybody else in the pornography industry. But that's what they are. They're not role models, in my view.
As a result of being in this business, I've met plenty of celebrities, plenty of phenomenal athletes. What it has taught me is that I'm not going to look up to anybody that I don't really know. I'm not going to look at the image and say, and present that to my kids or anybody else's kids as this is something you should look up to. If you don't really know who they are and what they're about, look up to your next door neighbor if they're doing it the right way, or the teacher at school, somebody that you really know what they're all about. That to me should be your role model.
But from an imagery standpoint, just from a young kids growing up in these communities, just the fact that they can relate to a guy that's achieved so much, that's where I kind of, I get it.
Let's move to Pittsburgh, where JUJU Smith-Schuster had some fun this weekend, going to prom with a Steelers fan whose girlfriend dumped him right before the big night. JUJU went all out for the fan, even getting a matching velvet tux, but once they actually got to the prom, things got a little out of hand. He was saying F-A-B, I think. Fab.
Right.
Good look, bad look for JUJU?
I didn't expect that picture of them at the stairwell to turn into that. That's what I didn't expect, but I'm not mad at JUJU. I've been in that situation before, not exactly the same beats, but a guy who went to 2 different high schools, played for 4 different teams. There's a time when you transition to another team and you got some issues with the old team. I went to San Diego along with 5, 6 other players from Buffalo Bills to San Diego, including our general manager. First game we played against the Buffalo Bills, all we heard was F San Diego. All we heard was forget Marcellus. And we had a pre-game fight. And I'm caught up in it, and I think Juju got caught up in, oh, y'all feel a certain way. I may support it, but I also am not going to stop it as well. So he kind of got caught in the middle. I've been there before, Juju. Not mad at you. Just don't let you be the reason and the starter of something like that.
Right. This isn't a bad look for Juju. Listen, I can tell you who's mad right now, the date who decided to cancel on him, because they looked like that prom was lit. That prom was lit.
Right.
And he just made this guy the most popular guy in his high school. So, like
let
you
me break
mentioned.
some news to you.
Okay.
She was at the prom.
I'm about to
She
say.
was at the
She,
he's still,
trust me,
you know, he's got a lot of clout.
She got a better offer.
Yeah. And he just hit her with the Trump card, the Juju
the massive
card.
Trump card.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this in all seriousness. I'm not sure if I like this out of Juju. You got to be smart enough, even in the moment, to realize, okay, AB's going to see this. It's going to be a little round of conversation. Juju had been taking the high road or trying to pretend like
Man,
he
it
was
isn't
on the
Juju
high road.
screaming
He's been trying to
FAB.
pretend like he was on the high road.
Juju started the whole
I get
AD
it.
beef, but I'm going to let that go because
Right.
it's online already.
Yeah, but he's been pretending like he's on the high road. You can't pretend
Okay,
now.
you're a pragmatic person. Play out the beats in which you, Juju, take issue with this and dissolve it. How?
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think
caught
you
in the
dissolve
moment.
it.
He's in the moment right now.
I don't think you dissolve. You just don't jump around with
He's
it.
not the
you
one
letting
screaming
everybody jump
FAB.
in?
You just
No. He's in the
How many times you been on the sideline and somebody come up to you and talk about the rival team and forget them and F them, and you're like, I'm not going to reprimand you at the same time.
Right.
I'm not going to just cheer for you, but you know what? If y'all got something going, I'm just going to stand here
It's
in the
all
middle and
fun
ride
and
with it.
games.
I
He's
think
having
that's all
fun.
it was, yeah.
Before we go, I'd like to comment on a major development in the woke sports movement. TMZ is reporting that multiple NBA franchises have had high-level discussions about not referring to team owners as owners, and that 2 teams, the Clippers and the Sixers, have already discarded the toxic word. TMZ writes, the conversations essentially center around the idea that the team owner, in a league where the majority of the players are black, feels racially insensitive. TMZ cites an episode of LeBron's HBO TV show, The Shop, as the impetus for the change. Draymond Green complained about the use of the word, and guest overseer, comedian Jon Stewart, co-signed Draymond's nonsense. I would love to be invited to one of these meetings where they decide which words feel racially insensitive. Hey guys, me and my booth thing were watching The Shop last night. It's an awesome show. Great way to connect with the culture and understand the struggles of our African-American comrades. There's cussing and everything. It's really authentic. It's like going to Compton without a police escort.
Oh my God.
LeBron even uses the N-word. It's amazing. There was really a really poignant moment when Johnny Stewart explained to the boys that ownership is racist.
That
Probably
voice.
think I'm exaggerating the level of stupidity and fraudulence in those meetings.
That voice.
I'm not. There's no other explanation for a group of adults to reach the conclusion that it's racially insensitive for Clippers owner Steve Ballmer to be referred to as the owner of the Clippers. Let's get this straight. The N-word is a term of endearment, and owner is a racially insensitive word. The woke sports movement is attempting to scrub the word owner while the N-word continues to go mainstream.
Preach.
Remember, we have taken ownership of the N-word. It's a prized possession in the culture. We take enormous satisfaction in our ability to utter the word publicly. Let's think this through. The woke are arguing words matter. How we refer to Steve Ballmer is highly important, but how we refer to ourselves is completely irrelevant, inconsequential. This makes no sense. None of it. There's nothing wrong with the word owner. Ownership in a home, in a business, in a sports franchise is a sign of accomplishment in America. It's aspirational. It's the American dream. It's what used to separate us from communist countries. Being a homeowner and a small business owner was my father's greatest source of pride. There's nothing racially insensitive about the word owner. We're more than 100 years removed from the legalized slavery. Let's quit pretending that calling a man who pays black men hundreds of millions of dollars to play basketball is a form of mental slavery, and calling yourself the N-word is a sign of freedom and enlightenment. Matt Barnes is back with us. Let's move to some breaking news out of the NBA Finals, where the Warriors might have stolen home court from Toronto, but could still be facing some obstacles to a three-peat. Steve Kerr just announced that Kevin Durant is officially out for tomorrow night's Game 3, and Durant might be joined on the sidelines by Klay Thompson, who is questionable after landing awkwardly and straining his hamstring late in Game 2. All right, the question here is concern that the Warriors' injuries could derail their three-peat.
No, I'm not. If you look at them in terms of their top-heavy talent, obviously the injuries to KD, you talk about Klay Thompson right now, even you go Iguodala, but what you see on the flip side is with Toronto, something's going on with Kawhi Leonard as well. So can you take advantage of the injuries of the Golden State Warriors? Not just the fact that they're on the medical report, it's the fact that can you go on the court and execute. Now you're talking about the role players going on the road, going to Oracle, having to play. Steph is still out there playing. No reports of him having any major injuries. So I just think because Kawhi and the Raptors can't take full advantage of it, that they're going to be fine.
It's a concern, obviously, when your players are kind of dropping like flies, so to speak. But it's really that next man up mentality. And, I take my hat off to Coach Kerr and the guys that coming off the bench and performing. These young guys that, as a young player, you wait for your chance. Obviously, you don't want to ever see anyone get hurt, but you're waiting. You're learning the whole season behind these, for potential Hall of Famers. And someone goes down and you're up now. And these guys have definitely stepped up and done what they have to do. But, it's definitely a concern. To me, it's the only thing that can really derail them. I don't think they can afford to lose. Like if Iggy is not, if he really goes down, that's going to put a wrench in some things. But they still have experience, and I'm still picking them.
I think my contention has always been once they won Game 2, Game 3 is irrelevant to me. Mm-hmm. And so let's say KD and Klay both miss. I think they lose Game 3. But as soon as Kevin Durant shows up on the court for Game 4, to me the series is over. And that Klay can sit out the rest of the series. If KD shows up Game 4, the series is over. That's why I guess I'm not concerned, because I kind of think that's what they think, is that let's just get to Game 4 and make sure that we don't need to put a hobbled or 70% KD out there for Game 3. Let's get an 80% KD for Game 4 rather than trying to rush him back for Game 3. I think they're fine as long as KD plays in the next game.
I agree with that thinking as well. It's just what version of KD will go out there and give you some buckets. Compromise hamper with a calf, that's different in terms of explosiveness, in terms of trying to chase around. Who would you guard? Would you put him on Kawhi so you can have some more size on him to neutralize that? Two hobbled guys kind of going after it. The issue, I look at it, Golden State is looking at Toronto like, look, we're counting on guys like Quinn Cook is now giving us real minutes. DeMarcus Cousins gave us 28 minutes in our last game. Like, if he can respond, those are things that they didn't walk into this series necessarily banking on that are now assets. So, look, you can't never look at a KD missing and look at a Klay missing and say, we're going to make that up. But they're getting some bonus effect from some guys that they didn't count on in the beginning of the series.
Yeah, I don't know if KD is returning overall. I think it was a more significant injury than everyone first thought. But what I agree with you from a standpoint of, these wins, taking one in Toronto, I think buys them some more time. It definitely buys them more time, whether KD's coming back 4, 5, 6, or 6 and 7. Winning obviously buys them more time, but I just think with who they have left, their experience, you can tell in Game 2, at the end of Game 2, what team had been there before. There was no panic. There was no turnovers. It was smart basketball. They didn't, they made the stops they needed to make. They hit the shots they needed to hit. And it's just a different version. That's why I've always picked throughout the situation experience. That's why I wasn't too high on Milwaukee, because they haven't been there. Later, the further you get, now we're in the finals, you're going to take experience all the time over, these young, youthful players, because you have to understand it's a lot bigger playing on that finals platform than it is on any other stage in America.